probably shouldn't be driving while I'm making my first YouTube video, but whatever. I'm gonna start making long format YouTube videos Sunday and Monday, because those are the days of the week that I have off currently. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Chance Pomerenke. I'm an online fitness coach specifically for fat loss for men. I went from 125 pounds to 197 pounds in my first 2 years of lifting naturally, and I ended up getting way too fat, and I had to cut after the fact to get relatively lean after building the muscle and putting on a bunch of fat. In this video, I want to talk about what I did in order to get lean after the fact, after I bulked up and built muscle and inevitably some fat as well. So I'm going to give 3 to 5 steps, whatever I end up doing. It's off the top of my head. It might be 3 to 5 steps on how to lose the weight and get to about 12% body fat, whether you're bulking or just someone who's overweight. So the first step is you have to know your maintenance calories. And the reason you have to know your maintenance calories is so that you can calculate for your calorie deficit, so that you know how much calories you need to eat every single day. The reason that's the most important step is because if you don't know how much food you need to eat on a daily basis, you don't have direction regarding your diet. And diet is the thing that most people struggle with the most. So in order to do this, for most people, the best way to simplify it is just to take your current body weight and times it by 15. Okay, so for example, if you're 175 pounds and you times by 15, doing quick math, I think it's about 2,650 calories. For easy math, I'll make it 2,700. So that means if I'm 175 pounds and I eat 2,700 calories every single day, I will maintain 175 pounds. So every single day I won't gain or lose, I'll stay around 175 no matter what. So if I was 175 pounds and wanted to lose weight, what I would do is take that number and subtract from it. We'll talk about how much later. You would subtract from that number in order to be in what's called a calorie deficit, and that's the amount you will eat on a daily basis in MyFitnessPal in order to lose the weight. So that's step one. Know your maintenance calories, because you're going to need it for step two. Step two is how big of a deficit you should be in and for how long. So my recommendation is to do 400 to 500 calories, because it's not too strict to where you're going to binge eat, and it's not going to cause you to go have a yo-yo diet, which means you eat good and then eat bad and eat good and eat bad, and then you binge and you develop an unhealthy relationship with food. So a 400 to 500 calorie deficit is really sustainable. It's pretty adherable, meaning you can do it long term, realistically. So going back to the example I gave in the first time, you take 175 times by 15 minus 500. That's on the stricter end of the deficit, meaning you want to lose more weight faster. That's 2,200 calories every single day. Excuse my car, it's going off. And then, okay, so that's step two. That's the calorie deficit, right? I'm trying to make it as simple as possible for people, because people make this way harder than it needs to be. So that's step two. We found our maintenance calories and the calorie deficit, meaning we know how much we need to eat on a daily basis, and you're going to track it every single day in MyFitnessPal. If you're not tracking, you're slacking. Track your damn food. Okay, so with our example, we have 2,200 calories every single day. Super simple. Then we're going to track it in MyFitnessPal. I'm going to keep saying it because nobody does it. Step three would be, oh, hold on, let me talk about how long you should do it. You should do that. Most people, they can cut for 3 to 4 months just doing that, and they'll get lean enough to where they have visible abs. If you want to get leaner, obviously just do it for longer and walk 10,000 to 15,000 steps every single day. I'll touch on that more later in the video. Step three would be how much protein should you eat. Now this is overly debated for no reason. If you're one of those people who does like the research shows you only need 0.8 grams per pound of body weight. For easiness sake, it's easy to just do 1 gram of protein per pound of goal body weight. So giving our example, if you're 175 pounds and you're trying to get to 155, you don't need to eat 175 pounds of protein every single day. Just eat the goal amount. And that means, that stands for whether you're bulking or cutting. So if you're 155 and trying to get to 175, you should eat 175. If you're 175 trying to get to 155, you eat 155. So I would eat 1 gram of protein per pound of goal body weight. And the reason for that is because if you're 175 and you want to cut 20 pounds to get to 155, you don't need to feed the fat. Meaning you don't need to eat protein for muscle that isn't there, right? You just be feeding the fat. So that's the easiest way I like to think about it. And the research pretty much says the same thing, because they say you only need 0.8 grams per pound of body weight. And for most people, when they're cutting, that will be their goal body weight in 1 gram anyways. So that's just the way I like to do it. If that's complicated for you, just let me know and I can explain it in the comments. So that's the third thing. So we've covered maintenance, deficit, and how much protein. The fourth thing that I would say would be cardio and steps. My personal preference is I do not do cardio. I hate cardio machines. You'll never see me on a treadmill. Like, I just leave that to the middle-aged moms. I don't step on the cardio machines. It's not me. Alright, so that's what I recommend for most people, is just walk. And it's super easy because you can bring your spouse or your girlfriend or your dog or your friend, whatever, and just go for a walk. It's an easy way to get dopamine. It's enjoyable. You can have a good conversation. So I would recommend, if you're just starting out, do a 500 calorie deficit and like 10,000 steps a day, and that will be enough just by itself to make you lose a good amount of weight. Now, if you're cutting super aggressively and trying to get below anything, I would say anything below 15%, which is a lot leaner than most people think, I would do 12,000 to 15,000 every single day. And it sounds like a lot, but bro, if you can't walk, I'm gonna just be real, if you can't walk 10,000 steps a day, you just need to get a job. Like, I don't know how people don't know how to do that. But the wife's calling, and it's my first video, so I'm gonna cut it there. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @_HerculeanFit. I'll put it in the description too. Talk soon.